What's good, everybody? If y'all don't know who I am at this point, then damn, what's good, man? Y'all are new. What's up? What's up? All right, so I'm Mark. Go ahead and check out my older videos if you haven't done that already. All right, so today's topic is going to be about constitutional carry. All right, it's going to be a shorter video. It's essentially just going to be my thoughts on it, some pros, some cons. Might even have a little rant in there in between. You never know. You never know with this channel. You know what I mean? Jeez, almost. Sorry, I have another cup right here that I'm using to hold the microphone up. And I almost just grabbed that to take a drink out of it, but I need some water. All right, so as I was saying, constitutional carry. I'm going to go into what that means. I'm going to tell you the pros, the cons. I mean, the con. There's really only one con I see to it. And I'll get into that. All right. It's pretty much all pros, though, and how my state, Florida, might have it. A couple of other states, I believe Georgia has it. I believe Texas also has it, but I heard something recently that says there's a ruling that's going to be against it. I'm not sure. If any of y'all are from Texas and you have any idea what's going on there, go ahead and, comment it down below. I'd like to know. You know what I mean? However, for the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis flat out said, look, as soon as that paper hits my desk, I'm going to sign it into law, no matter what. You can even look it up if you like to. It is Bill H as in Henry, B as in Barry, 103 or 104. I'll double check that. I'll put it in the description just to be 100% sure. So if I'm mistaken, you check the description. If you believe I'm mistaken, check the description and I'll have it there. All right, because I literally have the entire bill up on my phone. I'm just recording on there, so I just can't remember the 100%. You know what I mean? But so what constitutional carry entails of is being able to carry your firearm, open carry or concealed carry, without a permit, which is fucking dope. It's cool. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. In all reality, the Supreme Court already stated that carrying is part of the Second Amendment. So why are we already not granted that? Like, by that logic, the Second Amendment is our permit to carry. You see what I mean? That's why I always joke around now. I'm like, look, guys, I'm just waiting until constitutional carry kicks in because guess what? The Second Amendment is my permit to carry. Yeah, I make that joke a lot because I'm a little serious about it. I'm not going to be carrying until until I have that in my state. And it's partially, all right, before y'all sit there and be like, oh, that's kind of a dumb reason to not carry. No, that's not the whole reason why. It's just I can't get my concealed carry permit because the Florida Department of Agriculture is like full of hoes. Just a bunch of hoes there. All right, see, almost reached for the cup of the microphone again. God damn it. All right, so the one con to it is the way I've seen it be implemented is, for example, right, and this is not a 100% concrete example. I can't think of a state that does this particular thing, but they do things along this line, right? So they'll be like, oh, yeah, we just passed constitutional carry, so you don't need a permit. You can go ahead and, walk down the street with your firearm. Okay, cool. I'm going to walk down the street, go to the store. Well, no, you need a permit to carry in the store, though. What? The entire fucking point was to not need a permit to carry. That's the entire point. You know why? Because guess the fuck what? You didn't need a permit to carry way back when the Second Amendment was written. All right? They just said, hey, people have the right to bear arms. If I'm not mistaken, all right, the term bear in this sense isn't referring to a fucking animal. It's referring to possessing and having on you, or essentially just having. You know what I mean? So you see, okay, before I just go off on a whole tangent and start yelling, you know what I mean? Let me just take a breath here. All right, so my whole point that I'm getting at, though, is that is the one con I've seen about constitutional carry is the way it's been implemented. It hasn't been implemented the way I would respect. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can explain it. I personally, how's that dog doing? I'm not thinking about it. No, y'all might be wondering, why was he looking around? Because with a dog like mine, when it's quiet, it's like a baby. When it's quiet, it's never a good thing. All right, so long story short, the way it's been implemented in certain states and shit like that, just I don't like it. All right, the whole point of constitutional carry is to carry without a permit. The Constitution is my permit. The Second Amendment is my permit to carry concealed or open. You see what I mean? That's the best way to explain it. Uh, people shouldn't need to be able to. People shouldn't need to pay a fee and then need to be able to, take a class, which also costs money to do. All right. Then on top of that, let's just forget about the fact that time is money. We already know that. We know that phrase. Time is money. All right. If you have any form of financial, just common sense, time is money. You don't want to waste your time doing something because you could have made a lot of money with that time. Back to what I was saying. All right. Excuse me. All right. So the entire point of constitutional carry and just carrying with no permit is a great idea. It is. All right. It is. All right. I'm trying to sit there and just keep things a bit calm for y'all because I know I do get a bit animated. That's just how I am. I'm Sicilian now. Like I'm not from Sicily by any standards, you know what I mean? As I said, I was born in Clearwater, Florida, you know. But my, I guess you would say my ancestors, you know what I mean? Like a generation or not generation, like two generations above me. Not even ancestors. Like I'm pretty sure my grandparents came in off the boat. You know what I mean? Besides the point, though. All right, being able to carry without a permit, all right, is a golden idea. It is because that's what we deserve. The Supreme Court already stated that carrying, I believe they stated concealed carrying. So when I sit there and misinterpret their words, however, whichever one they said, if y'all want to double check for me, that'd be phenomenal. Uh, they said that carrying was a part of the Second Amendment. There should be no reason why anyone is sitting here debating against it. That's just the most perfect, obvious way to explain it. You see what I mean? Now, pros. Let's say you are, a little down on your luck financially, right? We've all been there. All right, we have. Guys, I'm 21. If y'all, jeez, I'm 21. If y'all think I'm rich by any standard, oh man, y'all got another thing coming for you. All right. Not by any standard am I rich. All right. If you're sitting there and you're on a tight budget, I understand that. You know what I mean? You sat there, you went to the store, you done some research before you went to the store, you bought yourself maybe, a G2C, you know what I mean? Spent a cool 275 at most, I believe. That's what I spent on mine. Great gun. I mean, if it was marketed for more when it was first sold, it probably would have, like when it first got released, I mean, it probably would have sold for more if it was marketed more. But regardless, all right, you bought yourself a box of hollows. You've you've gone to the range a couple of times with like a couple of friends maybe, so you got your shooting down to the point that you know how to aim properly, you know how to work your firearm without an issue. You can load your magazines up, no problem, right? But and those were just rare throughout the span of times, right? You know what I mean? It's not like you did it, 3 days in a row. You had 3 days off to yourself. All right, you're on a tight budget though. You and your friends probably are going to be splitting up ammo costs because ammo is expensive. Do you think you have the money to go to a class? All right. When you go to this class, all right, you're wasting time. Which back to what I was saying before, time is money. All right, for them to just tell you some laws that you can definitely find from looking at, federal websites that have them, and not to mention your state websites, because every state has their own little, like Florida has, Florida has websites where you can sit there and just look up all the laws on there. But regardless, the whole point is if you don't have the time to do that or the money to go do that, they're basically saying, well, oh, and the time to wait for your permit to get mailed into you. We can't forget about that, guys. The time for your permit to get mailed into you, which, if y'all know how shitty the post system is, you know damn well it's going to take at least a couple weeks, at least. All right. So if you don't have all that time, the money to do all that, in the patience to just be told a bunch of laws that you probably already looked up. Because if you're smart and you want to carry properly, you need to be able to know what to do in a proper manner. So, in order to do such, you need to know and understand the laws. All right. So, if you don't have the time or the money to do that, they're basically saying, or the time to wait for it, the time to go do a class or take a class. I mean, the money to go take the class. You, they're just telling you don't have the right to defend yourself, essentially, which is complete and utter bullshit. I think we can all agree that it's complete and utter bullshit. You know what I mean? Just plain and simple. We all have the right to defend ourselves. It's called the right to self-preservation. You guys need to remember something. All right. The Second Amendment doesn't give us the right to protect ourselves, the right to bear arms, all of that. The Second Amendment simply enshrines it and states that this is a right that was given to us prior to its existence. It acknowledges it, and it even puts the government in check to make sure that we're all good and we have our rights. Right? Do not give up that right. Right? Plain and simple. Constitutional carry shouldn't even necessarily need to be a rule. There shouldn't be an issue where people should have to go get a permit to carry. It just shouldn't even. Oh, you own a gun? Cool. People should naturally assume they carry it, and it shouldn't be an issue. You know what I mean? That you shouldn't have to pay a fee. You shouldn't have to wait to get a permit. You shouldn't have to take a class where they're just going to tell you a bunch of laws that, as I said before, if you're smart, look up your local and federal laws. Now, well, it's our federal laws if you're in the United States, but your local laws, look them up. State, county, do it all. You don't want to get caught up in anything dumb and lose your Second Amendment right. All right. Other than that, I think that wraps it up for this video. Constitutional carry overall is a great idea. The way it's been implemented, from what I've seen, is not the best. However, if we can do it properly here in Florida, which is what it's looking like is going to be the case, because on top of being able to carry without a permit, open and concealed, we're also going to be apparently taking some restrictions off where people can take firearms overall. So, that's always awesome. All right. Other than that, y'all make sure to go ahead and something I haven't said yet, actually. I almost left without saying this. All right. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. All right. If you're doing all that, you're like, you know what? This YouTube guy is kind of cool. He's kind of cool. Right. Thank you. My heart is warmed because of y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So look, if you're doing all that, go ahead and just check out Adam's channel. Go ahead and check out the podcast channel. I'll, of course, put both of those in the description below. You know what I mean? Other than that, y'all make sure to stay safe, stay legal, stay dangerous. Y'all have a good one. Peace.